Hello Internet Allies, how are you doing? So this month is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I found this out quite recently, and as a man who is rather passionate about mental health and has been very open about my mental health struggles, especially when it comes to anxiety and autism, I thought it would be a great time to make a video talking a little bit about mental health, why I think it's really important for men, and also maybe just kind of talk a little bit about some of the things that I'm currently struggling with, because at the moment, and I've not really been able to speak too much about this, and I think this is mainly because I've not really known the right way to really do this. I've needed time to process thoughts and everything. I've actually really struggled with my mental health quite a bit recently, and I just really feel like I need to make this video to talk about it, because I think sometimes making videos, recording things, that is a way that helps me to cope with things. It helps as a coping mechanism, and it helps me to process my thoughts as well. So I genuinely appreciate that I have this outlet where I can make videos to post on social media. So videos I can post on YouTube, on TikTok, on my Facebook and LinkedIn pages. I really appreciate that I can do that, and I really appreciate I have the platform to do that, and it'd be great if I could inspire other men to do that, or really just anybody in general, really. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be men, but I feel as though there's still a bit of a stigma around mental health. I think a lot of men still feel like that's kind of like social expectation to sort of appear strong and appear like they've got everything under control, and that they can like protect people and provide for people and whatnot. But men need help and support just as much as really anybody else as well. I mean, sometimes maybe the way that men express themselves is a bit different as well sometimes, you know, and I think it can vary from person to person. You know, some people might like writing things down, some people might like you doing like a creative outlet like me making videos, or like art therapy or anything like that. Some people do find it helpful to like talk to people, the friends or the family, you know, and also it kind of depends on like the setting as well, you know. So some people might feel more comfortable talking at home, some people might feel more comfortable talking like over a drink or whatever. And I think it's just kind of finding that healthy way that works best for you, really. Just because like society sometimes sees men as big leaders, people who are in control all the time, people who can provide for people, it doesn't mean that those men don't need the same back. Sometimes men need other people to take control, sometimes men need that support as well. Sometimes men need other people to initiate things, sometimes men may not have all the answers and may not have everything figured out, and that's perfectly fine. So really, I don't think we should put so much pressure on men to feel like they need to provide for us. We should all play a part in providing for each other and supporting each other as well. And I think for me, I think I'm still like learning about sort of some of my triggers that trigger like some of my mental health issues, especially relating to anxiety and autism. So a lot of my anxieties recently and a lot of the things I've been struggling with mentally are to do with like the social side of things as well. Because I feel like I'm often like overthinking conversations after they've happened and everything, you know, making sure that, you know, I've said everything I wanted to say, I've not rushed things, made people feel uncomfortable. And also, you know, I think during those times, like, you know, sometimes I will worry that like, you know, the pressure on keeping the conversation going lies solely on myself. But sometimes I do think it's important to let that conversation breathe sometimes, and, you know, yeah, sometimes the topic of conversation doesn't always have to fall on my shoulders. I think conversations are just as much anybody you're having a conversation with, it's responsibility to keep going for as long as you or they want to keep that conversation going. So, you know, it doesn't solely fall down onto one person to do that. And I think sometimes I do need to remember that, you know, I don't need to carry on thinking of things to say, and sort of let the other person take control sometimes. And I think sometimes I do need that. I think sometimes I'm great at initiating things, but other times I do sometimes need people to take control sometimes. I think sometimes of situations as well. During social situations, I can get very anxious as well, and get quite sweaty and everything and whatnot, and sometimes get quite flustered as well. And sometimes I will feel a little bit put on the spot, and I don't really like feeling like being interrupted, or I feel like that person isn't really paying too much attention to me, or that people don't really care. And it can just be really quite tiring as well, to be honest. As well, battling all these mental health struggles, battling this anxiety, battling autism, battling all these things basically that a lot of people can struggle with as well. All these issues do need to be taken seriously and not be overlooked as well. And really what I want to do is do my best to make sure that those issues aren't overlooked. So really, if there's any men or really anybody else out there who needs somebody to talk to or doesn't know who to turn to, please, please, please do get in touch, and I'll do my utmost to really help, even if it is just somebody just to let out some thoughts to. Sometimes releasing those thoughts, releasing those feelings can be a massive help, and you should never really underestimate how impactful that can be sometimes, because I do think that a problem shared is a problem halved and everything. And the amount of times where I felt stressed about things, but then after talking it through with somebody and getting it out of my system, just simply by doing that, that's helped me a whole lot. It may not have solved the issue, but it's definitely made me feel a lot better about it. Yeah, I'm going to wrap up the video there, so thanks very much for watching. I hope you found this useful, and I hope you're having a wonderful day, and until next time, keep smiling. Bye.